13 News at 5 begins with breaking news when it comes to the push to redraw Indiana's congressional map.
In just the last 2.5 hours, we learned that the state of Indiana, the Senate, doesn't have the votes and will not meet to vote on redistricting. Our State House reporter Emily Longnecker has been following this debate for months and joins us now with what she's learning tonight. Emily.
Hi, ladies. Well, even if the Senate president is giving up on redistricting, others have not. Within minutes of Bray's statement saying Indiana Senate Republicans did not have the votes for redistricting and therefore will not meet, Governor Braun issued his own statement. In it, the governor said, quote, "I called for our legislators to convene to ensure Hoosiers' voices in Washington, D.C. are not diluted by the Democrats' gerrymandering. Our state senators need to do the right thing and show up to vote for fair maps. Hoosiers deserve to know where their elected officials stand on important issues." But there were signs of trouble even before Senator Bray's statement. His announcement came after Senator Jean Leising, a Republican who represents Rushville and Greensburg, said her constituents were against redistricting. She said that's why she came out publicly against it.
I make my decision not based on what those guys are saying, but what my constituents are saying. And that makes it easy for me.
Now, it was earlier this week when Leising first said publicly she was against the redistricting effort. She is not the first Republican to make that statement since Election Day last week. And she told me even without those outside groups calling on voters to tell her to vote yes, her constituents were telling her the opposite. And she says she sticks with a commitment that she made, and she's made the commitment to saying no.
Yeah. So to clarify, this means redistricting is not happening.
Well, it definitely doesn't look good, right? But Governor Braun is still calling on lawmakers to meet. House Speaker Todd Houston hasn't said he isn't coming, and I spoke with a spokesperson for the House Republicans to ask, so are you all still meeting? And this spokesperson told me, we're just reiterating that we have the votes in support of redistricting, and under state law, lawmakers have until December 13th to meet for the governor's special session. But right now, yes, if the Senate doesn't take up the issue, redistricting, it doesn't seem like it can happen.
Yeah, so that news came out, and the governor's tweet and response and statement was pretty strong right away. Like, he still wants to make it happen.
Right. He's saying, from his perspective, lawmakers, in his words, need to do the right thing.
You would love to know what kind of conversations are happening behind the scenes.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of reaction today after that announcement was made, and Emily and Dustin have been following all of it. And also, we're going to have a special edition discussing this issue on Sunday's edition of Crossroad Politics. You can catch this brand new episode at 10 o'clock Sunday morning on WTHR+. Emily, thank you.
Now to more breaking news tonight at 5. An Indiana National Guardsman killed in a crash.
And we're learning that 3 other Indiana Guardsmen also hurt in the incident. It all broke, breaking news today around 12:15 this afternoon, north in Boone County along southbound I-65 right near the I-865 intersection.
Our Alex Almanza is following this breaking news. He joins us live from the newsroom tonight. Alex?
Yeah, and Marie Felicia, you can see those southbound lanes. All traffic is clear near the 129-mile marker, which just reopened within the past hour. And just recently, we watched crews tow away the Humvee that police say flipped, ejecting all 4 guardsmen inside. Now, I want you to take a look at this. On your screen is video from earlier, police closing every lane while investigators work through what happened. A spokesperson for the Indiana National Guard tells us the soldiers were traveling from their home armory to Camp Atterbury for routine training. They were part of a 2-vehicle convoy. One Humvee was pulling a trailer. The other without a trailer is the one investigators say overturned after colliding with 2 civilian vehicles. Now the focus shifts to figuring out what caused the crash.
Obviously, each crash is different. Some can be quicker than others. I would say this is going to be taking a little more lengthy on time just because of all the moving pieces with it and having the military involved.
We're still working to confirm the identity of the guardsman who died. And tonight, police haven't released the conditions of the 3 who survived. A National Guard spokesperson says they will release more information once all families have been notified. Ladies?
All right, tough day there. Alex Almanza, thank you for the update. We do have a surprise turn in the courtroom today in Hendricks County. A murder trial set for a man charged with killing an Indiana state trooper was called off.
Rich Nye explains the new charges Eddie Jones pleaded guilty to and how long he's going to prison for killing Trooper Aaron Smith.
As soon as the jury walked into the Hendricks County Circuit courtroom Friday morning, they were escorted back out. The lawyers negotiated a plea agreement that dismisses the murder charge against Eddie Jones. Jones was on trial for leading state police on a chase in a stolen car in June 2023 that ended when Jones turned right and hit and killed State Trooper Aaron Smith, who was attempting to deploy stop sticks. Jones pleads guilty to resisting law enforcement causing the death of Trooper Smith, attempted aggravated battery against Smith, and attempted battery with a deadly weapon for hitting a police car at the start of the chase. The plea agreement includes a 50-year fixed sentence with 40 years in prison and 10 years probation.
In consultation with both ISP and the victim's family, we think that this was a just result. It does bring to closure 2.5 years of pain and grief.
We're thankful that we're being able to put this to a reasonable, comfortable end that is satisfactory for the family.
Jones' mother, Latiqua Moore, attended the trial. She told me afterward, "I'm sorry to the family about what my son did. My son is remorseful. I hope they find it in their hearts to forgive my kid." Jones was 18 at the time of the crash. Trooper Smith was 33, a husband who also served in the Indiana National Guard.
Aaron's always going to be missed. He was one heck of a cop, one heck of a kid, actually. He was one of those boys that just never caused us any trouble. So his legacy will live on.
Jones will be formally sentenced sometime in January. In Danville, Rich Nye, 13 News.
If a jury had found Jones guilty of murder, the prosecutor intended to seek a life sentence without the possibility of parole. A 50-year sentence is in the range of a murder sentence in Indiana.
Developing tonight, we're learning that the prosecutor in Boone County is expected to share an update coming up on Monday in the investigation in the death of a cleaning worker there. We want to show you this picture of Maria Fernanda Rios Perez. The 32-year-old mother of 4 died when she and her cleaning crew showed up at the wrong address and someone shot at her through the front door of a home in Whitestown. It happened last Wednesday, November 5th. And ever since then, the prosecutor in Boone County has been reviewing this case to decide whether or not to press charges. Again, we're told we expect to hear from the prosecutor Monday afternoon.
Happening now, the Bargersville Police Department is asking for help to find a suspect accused of critically injuring a man in a hit and run. It happened around 8 o'clock this past Monday night on Saddle Club Road, just north of State Road 44. Investigators believe the suspect was in a 2013 to 2020 metallic gray Chrysler or Dodge minivan. It is missing its passenger side mirror and may have damage on the front passenger side. And we talk to you a lot about safety issues in downtown Indianapolis and around that often affect whether people will come visit the busy part of our city.
Well, today IMPD named a new commander who will be heading up downtown's public safety plan. Brandon Schaff joins us live downtown to tell us about this vision to keep our visitors safe. Brandon.
Yeah, good evening, Anne Marie and Felicia. So here downtown, this district for IMPD, soon to be Commander Shane Foley, will be in charge of this district, and he takes over this role with 18 years of experience with the department. Well, his most recent appointment comes as he used to be the North District Day Shift Captain, and Bailey says that his service and the record that he has, the dedication that he has in that role will build a, quote, more safer and more connected downtown. And Foley takes on this new role after we saw multiple violent incidents downtown this year with that mass shooting that happened downtown at West Washington and South Illinois streets in July, which killed 2 teens and injured 5 others. And earlier this month, a triple shooting inside a downtown bar at South Meridian Street near West Georgia Street. That hospitalized 3 men. But however, Foley says that violent crime, murder, and property crime is down here in downtown Indy, and he says that this is a leadership challenge that he wanted for a while, and told me his vision for public safety downtown.
People come downtown, they live downtown, they work downtown, and they feel safe being here. That's going to take more than just IMPD. It's going to take our community, it's going to take all parts of our criminal justice system, But I'm committed to working with all of those to make downtown a safe place for everybody.
And Foley will officially become commander on November 25th. I talked with some community leaders about the change, and one told me that he believes that Foley is expected to bring people together to address public safety concerns, especially here downtown. And coming up at 6, we'll hear more from Foley and people around the community who are reacting to this news and how they feel about the status of safety here downtown. We'll hear more about that coming up at 6. Back to you in the studio.
Okay, thank you so much, Brandon Schaap, reporting downtown. An important conversation. Thank you. All right, let us talk weather. We are actually going to take a live look, a skyline shot of downtown Indianapolis as our sun begins to set.
That's right. Angela joins us on this mild weather Friday night. Very unusual temperatures that we have right now for mid-November. We've got Operation Football tonight, and I think we're going to see shorts at the stadium in those high schoolers, don't you think?
Oh, for sure.
Well, for the record, we would have seen it regardless.
Yeah. Even if it's snowing, there would be someone in shorts at a high school football game. But they can wear shorts officially tonight. We overachieved today. We expected 60 to 65. We hit 70 this afternoon. And right now, we still have 60s and 70s on the map. 68 degrees in Indianapolis, still 70 in Bloomington and Bedford, 71 in Terre Haute right now, 67 Crawfordsville, and 69 degrees in Greencastle. Sunset for us this evening in about 20 minutes at 6:30. Headed to high school football. Skies mainly clear. Temperatures in the 60s for kickoff and still in the 50s by the fourth quarter. We've got the Monon Bell this weekend. We've got a big game down in Bloomington on Saturday. It's a noon kickoff taking on Wisconsin. You'll see lots of shorts at Memorial Stadium tomorrow as well. High temperatures in the low 70s and near record highs for tomorrow afternoon. 72 tomorrow. Thicker clouds might produce a sprinkle, but most of central Indiana is going to be dry. We will wrap up the weekend a little cooler with some sunshine. Sunday's high 53. Weather pattern turns active. We'll talk some rain chances in the 7-day.